So yesterday I had uploaded a video about Tisa Tells, and that people were making videos about her being a liar without doing their research. I knew there was something very off-key about that man, Ratchet TV, who was harassing her while she was trying to do her live stream. And he was shouting at her. She should apologize to P. Diddy's family. And I have seen comments saying she's a Karen and that she should never have said she felt threatened by him. And then there's stories circulating by men that she is working for the feds, when there's a whole load of male creators, one of whom's in this video, that was spouting as much speculation and inaccurate stories about Diddy as Tisa. So come to find out, after I posted that video, that man, Ratchet TV, is a domestic abuser. He's got a record for beating his girlfriend, a family member. Her name's Sapphire. And just like Diddy, he used guns and violence to threaten her and tried to take her phone away to silence her. And that only happened in April 2024. And apparently this is not the only DV incident there is police cam footage of. He even live streamed when he got arrested and then got his girlfriend to lie and say he was innocent. So I'm looking at Tisa with the fence around her and the security guards, and I'm thinking that was a good idea. You could hear the hate in his voice, and the YouTubers standing around watching saying, oh, you guys should make up. The YouTubers giving you the real tea, want to be seen as journalists who tried to get into the court as press. And that guy was supporting Diddy and telling the whole world that Tisa should apologize because she did not support him. All he had to do was search the hashtag Ratchet TV, and there's a load of videos about it. Crazy work. And I did see a thumbnail with his mugshot face and it crossed out. Are they really scared to report on this and let everyone know this man has a history of violence? That Tisa was right to feel threatened by this guy? You put his name in the search engine and his arrest record comes up. So that can be found very easily. His ex-girlfriend Sapphire, she's made a few videos about how he abused her. There's one where he's locked her in the closet while he's beating her and she's on a FaceTime to her friend. And you can clearly see the injuries all over her body. And from what she says, the way that he gaslit people into thinking Tisa was the problem is exactly how he operates. Like most bullies and abusers, he's a little snake.
This is something that I was put through. So tell your people how you asked me to lie for them. Well, for you. I never said I didn't like no black women. So don't say no bullshit like that, Mob Ties Tay. I'm not racist.
Look.
Platform to gain more followers and money. You lied to your whole platform.
Look.
Now look how he went and got this black woman to come and stand next to him to shout at Tisa, to intimidate her and shout that she's working for the feds and that she doesn't like black men. That's why she lied on P. Diddy.
She's working for the prosecution. And she was paid by the prosecution. She's a federal informant and she was paid by the prosecution to tell lies on social media. That's why we got a special right here in front of the court building, because she's a fucking liar.
Oh my God.
You don't want the same week, but 8 weeks, we don't care about that.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Same dry ass week for 8 weeks.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Gain your momentum off the Diddy case and the lies you told. You gained your momentum off the lies you told on P. Diddy. Now go back and apologize to her family for lying.
She also lied on Jonathan Majors
And she's Kula Robinson.
She hates black men.
She hates black people.
And look at all the cameras.
She don't like black
This is very uncomfortable for her.
I cannot believe that some of these YouTubers who filmed and stood around watching this go down did not know about this guy's history. And then the narrative became about Tisa exaggerating, feeling threatened, when he has a history of using women to discredit anyone who speaks out against him.
That motherfucker over there is racist.
She made a lot of different live streams to present to people what he had done to her, and there's videos made by other people about it, and it is a lot to watch altogether. So to summarize what happened, she was his mod on YouTube for a year, and he pursued her after she broke up with her children's father, and before they got together, which was on a trip to Atlanta. She was already pregnant from her ex and she didn't know, and so when she found out she was pregnant, they went to the doctor, who confirmed by how far along in the pregnancy she was. Ratchet TV was not the father, and so that's when he got very angry and he decided he did not want her to have that baby, and he made her call her baby's father and told him that on the phone, and she wanted to leave because she wanted the baby, and that is when he turned violent towards her because he did not want her to leave. And so then one time when the police were called, she covered for him. And like a lot of women, she wanted to protect him. She felt guilty. She even paid his bond to get him out of jail. She was in love with him, and he, of course, took advantage of that, just like Diddy did with Cassie. And the reason why she went public was because he tried to make her look bad in his YouTube content. He went onto other channels, he used other creators to threaten her, or his female fans. He tried to say that she was a bad mother because her kids live with their dad and she was the ops. And I really tried to get the whole story straight. She did manage to get away from him while she was pregnant. She had the baby and they were not together. But then someone released some police cam footage of him in another domestic violence incident. I think it was in Las Vegas, I'm not 100%. And he managed to get back in contact with her even though she'd blocked him, accusing her of having something to do with it, which she did not. And then, like many abusers, he managed to coerce her back into a relationship. And then after another violent incident, the police arrested him while he was on a live stream. He had guns in his house, which she took the rap for, and she paid his bond. And this is all in a police report where she had injuries and said she was trying to get away. And then he came back onto YouTube and said the reason why he'd been arrested was because of his coverage of P. Diddy, and that she was an op who had set him up. Trigger warning, her testimony is graphic.
What did you do to me? How did you drag me across the house? How about when we found out that I was pregnant? Not with your baby, but when I was pregnant. What did you do to me? You want to talk about how you wanted to force me to have an abortion? And after I denied that, you wanted to beat my ass till that kid came out? When I tried leaving, what did you do? Because it was more than you hiding my keys to the truck. It was more than you threatening me. It was more than you. It was more than you tackling me down like a motherfucking football player. It was more of you hiding my keys to the car so I wouldn't leave. It was you hiding my ID, hiding my phone, hiding everything for me so I wouldn't leave. Right, Ratchet? You want to play recordings about my motherfucking family, bitch? When did I become the ops? When did Sapphire become the ops? When Sapphire was taking the charges for you.
And for anyone saying, well, how do we know she's telling the truth? There's two sides to the story, just like they did at the Diddy trial. He has a court date for this. It's a public record. There's a police report. There is his live stream. There is police cam footage. She has a restraining order. And then we have a witness account from one of her friends who was on the FaceTime call.
That's her in the closet right there.
You literally locked her in the
she's
closet?
in the closet right there.
She starred up,
That's
bro.
literally after I watched him power slam my best friend. Like, what? He picked the chair up and everything. Boy got superpowers. I don't know how with them string being ours, but he really did pick my friend up and throw her. And I'm like, what the fuck? Then I see him get on top of her, and the man's fucking choking her and shit. And then he talked about some, I could kill you and nobody would know. And then he fucking bit her face. and she
I ain't gonna sit
screamed
up
and the
for.
phone hung up, and I was like, what the fuck?
And I think it's really important we look at the account of her story and how it shows a pattern of how other predatory YouTubers operate through their channel. And they are other men who have been making a lot of money and boosting their channel by covering the P. Diddy trial. Sean Atwood and Andy Signor from Popcorn Planet. I interviewed Jade, who used to watch Popcorn Planet as a new mother, and all she wanted to do was comment on a video. Andy Signor befriended her in the DMs. He tried to persuade her and succeeded to start an OnlyFans account, which he could get access to the login of. He was checking in with her. He knew she had a partner. He was pretending it was all professional until he propositioned her to come and sleep with him, and she said no, even when he offered her money. And then as soon as these girls go public with their experience, they are humiliated and trolled by the viewers, by the fans, by the mods who defend and stand next to these creeps, just like Sapphire was explaining. And they also stalk them and try and control them by coming in their live chat. She said she would be the first to defend him against accusations, and when she received DMs from people telling her what he was up to, he would say to her, do not open them. And this is honestly why I make this kind of content. Anyone can become a victim and has, and some people are too scared or embarrassed to speak out about it.
So when I came and I got on the platform, I introduced myself like I was a married woman. The baby is with their dad. Okay? I got one baby daddy. That's it.
You doing your thing.
It's all right. Did I meet him in Atlanta? In Atlanta, that was the first time I ever met him. But I already had been talking to him before. And salute Jamaica.
Yeah, I was wondering, like, how did y'all ever first meet, in your chat or what? In his chat, I mean.
I was a moderator in his chat for over a year. And that was just out of dedication, loyalty, and everything like that. Then whenever I separated from my kid's father, who I was with for over 13, 14 years, and who's the father of all my 5 kids, whenever we did separate, I didn't come back to the platform for like maybe 2 weeks. And then all of a sudden Ratchet hit me up. And when he hit me up, he was asking me like, hey, are you okay? What's going on? And I'm just telling him, like, I straight up told him like what was going on. Like, I just, I'm going through some shit, my baby daddy, this and that, like I just need some time. He's over here trying to, make it seem like, what, I got you. I'm here for you. If you ever need somebody to talk to, I'm here for you. I'm here for you, Sapphire. The whole time. The whole motherfucking time. Then it comes down to, I guess we were doing Clubhouse and we were doing Twitch. Now, if anybody was on Twitch before, you can turn around and say, like, he was always, like, we were flirting in the chat. We were always flirting on Twitch. Okay? And from there, he started to, like, turn around and tell me, like, I don't want you talking to nobody. I want to start talking to you more. Like, I don't want you following nobody on Instagram. I don't want you accepting Facebook requests. If anybody tries to holler at you, like, you let me know. And I was like, man, like, what the fuck? Like, at this time, I still didn't even, like, I still had never met him. We were just talking. But then it comes to, like, April, because I think April I had booked my flight so I could go to Atlanta in June with him. And when all that shit happened, like, let me see, April, May. Okay, April, May, we were arguing because of the shit that happened in South Carolina. Okay. And then when all that shit happened, I wasn't talking to him. I broke up with him. He was sending fucking mod dick pictures and shit like that. He was hitting up different females and shit like that. And I got mad. And at this point, I still had not even seen him because this was coming up to the date of the Atlanta trip. So when it comes to that, I'm like, you know what? I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to fucking like, like I don't want to deal with this shit, because at that time people are hitting me up. People are sending me DMs. People are sending me dick pictures of somebody who says that they want to be with me. So I'm telling him, you know what? Like, I'm good. Like I'm not into that. Keep in mind, in my mind, I am I'm a single mom with 4 kids at the time, Like, I don't want to be in none of this mess. Like, I'm okay. He was like, you know what? No, I want to be with you and I want to work shit out. I'm sorry. I'm not going to do this shit no more. And he was like that for a while. He was like that for a while. You know what I mean? And whenever that shit was happening, I couldn't trust them no more, because it was different females hitting me up about him. Like, and then when I questioned him about it, he would get mad and deflect. Like, well, why you believing them? And well, why are you opening the messages? And well, why are you even asking me about some shit like that? Just block them. Just block them. And I was just like, dude, like, what the fuck? Like, I'm just showing you what I'm being told. I'm trying to get clarification before I make this fucking trip to fucking Atlanta. Because if this is the whole shit you want to be doing, go ahead and do it, but don't do it with me. So at this point, we're not even talking. He was mad, whatever. And I ended up messing around with my kid's father. Okay? But me and my kid's father were not together. It's just that I didn't want to be a hoe and go sleep with somebody else. So I just went to go sleep with my kid's father. I'm not going to lie. I did that. But we weren't together. I was still at the house by myself with the kids and shit like that. And I was working. The kids were in school and sports and everything. Everything like that. So now Ratchet comes back all of a sudden, it's like a bitch on a fucking period. 2 weeks later, he's like, Sapphire, are we gonna go to Atlanta? Are we gonna go to Atlanta? And I'm just like, why are you asking me right now? Like, I thought you were gonna I thought you didn't want to talk to me no more. And he was just like, no, I know we got tickets to Atlanta, and I just want us to be good. And hold on, you're gonna be in here with me, so I won't scream. I was like, so we can go, and I just want to be straight, I don't want us to, have any bad blood. And fucking Sapphire, you know I love you. I fucking love you, right? And then I'm just like, what the fuck? And surely or not, he started talking to me. He started texting me every fucking day from like the end of April to the day that we left. Now, when all of that shit was going on, I did, like, honestly, like, I was like, okay, well, let me then get ready. Let me get let me pack up, see what I'm gonna take on my trip type shit. So I went out and I bought I bought whatever. I went to go buy outfits so I could take to Atlanta. And when the day came for me to go to Atlanta, well, we went out. And now, me being in Atlanta, that was the first time I ever met him. Well, I'm lying. I met him the first time in Dallas airport, because that's where we linked up at the airport, and then we took the plane to Atlanta. Right? So that was the first time I ever met him. And he went live when we were on the plane. And that was like, that was like the actual first time that me and him actually like talked and shit like that. And when we got to Atlanta, what's it called? We were there, we were chilling, and on the first night, like, it was like he couldn't get enough. Like, he wanted to be like all up on Sapphire. We were on Clubhouse. We were on Clubhouse after dinner. After the dinner we had, we came back, we drank and shit like that. And like, we had a good time. He couldn't get over Sapphire. Sapphire and him were just doing what Sapphire and him were doing. Now, speed it up. 2 days later, I start like, okay, like, I just thought that it was just like a fucking like the hangover and shit. I got hangover. I had missed the live that he was at and shit like that. And then whenever I did come back home, he was there. Like he messaged me back. I ended up getting back home. He then, like a week later, he starts telling me like, I want to go ahead and let's start looking for a house. Let's start looking for a house. Girl, you ain't saying nothing. Can you somebody get Rena out?
Baby, I already got it.
Cause I don't know what the fuck. Dude, stop. I'm telling you the fucking story of how everything fucking began. So then whenever I get back to my original house, he's over here telling me, hey, you know what? I want to marry you, Sapphire. I want to marry you, Sapphire. And I had receipts of all this shit. I had receipts of him always wanting to marry me. And then whenever I did, and then it went from that to us finding a home, and we found a home. I ended up going with him, and whenever I got over there, we were there. We were fixing up the house and everything. And 2 weeks were there, almost 3 weeks into me being there, I got sick. When I got sick, it wasn't like a sick, like was hungover or anything. I just was like sick. And I was just like, oh shit. So then whenever I took the pregnancy test, I found out that I was pregnant. Okay, so in this mind, I'm like, well, damn, like, I don't know if it's Ratchet or I don't know if it's my baby daddy's. And I don't have to lie. That's my truth. So with that being said, when we went to the doctor, right? When we went to the doctor, we found out how far I was, like how far along I was. I never wanted to pin a child that was not his on him. So whenever we got the dates of how far along I was, we both knew that it wasn't his kid and that it was my baby daddy's. With that being said, when we got home, no, with that being said, on the way home, he's driving recklessly to the point where he's like swerving, and at that point we're still in his little car and we're swerving, almost hitting the fucking barrier to the bridge of where we were driving. Now, come to think about it, is that throughout this time, I'm like, damn, he's gonna be mad. He's gonna be mad. And with that being said, it was like, how was it that he wanted to be a family still, but the minute I walked in and went to the kitchen, he had me call my kid's father. He had me call my kid's father and turn around and tell him that I was pregnant and that the kid was not going to be born. When he turned around and told my kid's father that, he also stated he was going to actually go and have me taken to New Mexico to get an abortion. So, with that being said, there was an argument between us that same time because I said that I didn't want to have an abortion. So when I said that I didn't want to have an abortion, he pushed me back into the cabinets. Like the bottom of the cabinets, like on the bottom of the counter, the ones that open on the bottom. And my fucking back hit right in the middle. But he pushed me with both hands on my chest that I stayed bruised. And what did I do? Every time he fucking struck me, I covered my belly. Because no matter how far along I was going to make sure you weren't going to kill my baby. And that is the only reason why he says he hates me. Is because he says that I chose a mistake baby over him. He says I should have gotten rid of the baby. No, the baby was not his. The baby was not his. So I was trying to leave so I could go handle my business. Thank you so much. This is not about me being parenting. The shit that is being talked about is the fucking paperwork. But I'm giving you the breakdown of the truth. Because this is my truth. I'm telling you what happened. So nobody can get confused. Because he wants to feel like he can fucking say anything about me. Let me tell you what the fuck happened. I wanted to leave whenever we found out that the kid was not his. He didn't want me to leave. After the phone call that he did with my kid's father, after the threats he made to that man, and after he fucking pushed me down, he picked me up from my hair and dragged me down to the motherfucking couch carpet area where he sat down on me. Just to sit down on me. Holding both of my arms to my chest so I couldn't move or breathe. That was just day one. That was day one after I found out how far along I was. Now, do y'all remember when I was doing my cooking channel before I left the first time? I had to stop that because I couldn't walk for almost a week, right? The side of my body, the back of my head, my arms, everything was bruised up. My toes, my foot, my ankle. And what was he doing? He was rubbing aloe vera all over my body. Come here. Let me try and help you. Let me try and put some aloe vera on you. How? It fucking hurts, bro. It hurts. I'm light skinned. I'm Mexican, but I'm light skinned. My bruises went from being dark to yellow to almost green, purple. It was bad. This is my truth. This is what I had to go through. And this shit that I'm speaking on, this shit right now that I'm speaking on, motherfucker, I never said shit to nobody. Find the fucking police report on that, bitch. Because that's how much of a fucking solid bitch I was to you. I held that shit in. I took that shit. I took that pain. And all you did was fucking shit on me. You made other bitches fucking believe that they were better than me, bitch. But behind the motherfucking scenes, you was all up in my ass. Talking about how you fucking loved me. But go ahead and fucking lie again on me, motherfucker. Lie on me. Like I said, lie on me and I'm going to end up telling the motherfucking truth on you. Because it wasn't just that. It wasn't just me trying to fucking leave. It was you hiding all of my belongings so I couldn't leave. It was you wanting to slash my tires. You were threatening me to be suicidal if I left. You were the one shitting on me every motherfucking day, being in all these bitches' DMs. What other lie can he say? I can confess to my people what I did wrong and what I didn't do wrong. But you don't want to admit that you did put your hands on me. You don't want to admit to the people that you did have a gun to my head. You don't want to admit to the people that you fucking suffocated me. You don't want to admit to the people that you choked me. You don't want to admit to the people that you fucking carried me by my motherfucking hair and drugged me. You don't want your people to know none of that, huh? You don't want to let people know that on your, let me see, on your right, on your left hand, on your palm. What the fuck is that scar for, huh? Why do you have that scar on your fucking left palm? I want to know that. You want to come up and show your left palm real quick? Why do you got a scar there? Because you knocked me out, and had you not put your hand behind my head, I would have fucking stabbed my head with the weight machine. So show your motherfucking left palm, motherfucker. No. Yes, he was doing all of that. Yes, but like I said, he had isolated me. He broke my phone. And when he did all of that, I really didn't have nobody's contacts at all. He had gone through my phone when I was asleep. He deleted the contacts. He blocked the numbers. He did all of this shit. He blocked my kids' father's numbers. He did everything. He does not want to take accountability for nothing, because at the end of the day, he's going to turn around and say, Sapphire, this is your fault. Sapphire, I'm in this fucking room and I had to rent a room because this is your fault. Sapphire, I'm going to jail because this is your fault. And now he's up there deflecting, talking shit, clowning around, talking shit about me. Tell me something I don't know, bitch. Cause how are you gonna fucking belittle me, downgrade me like that, but you did not wanna let me go? The only reason why you're saying what you're saying is because I escaped you. And because you can't control me. And because you don't know where I'm at. You don't know nothing at all. And that is why you're mad. And I'm going to have my group of soldiers with me. So don't ever think Sapphire's alone. Because Sapphire is barely coming up. And I'm not going to fucking let myself go down in vain. Because you did what you did. And had I left you alone, maybe. But you came fucking with me after I left you. You sent people to me and you made contact with my family. You lied on my daughter and you fucking released information about my daughter to this stupid ass bitches. It's up, bitch. Double tap, you there? Lovely Angela, you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
I'm here. I'm here. I need a break. Take your time.
Yeah, you getting it off your chest. You ain't got to get it all off in one day.
There is more about how he hacked into her Google Chrome extension account and deleted her YouTube page. I think he could hack her emails and Instagram, and how he tried to create this narrative that the feds were trying to shut him down for supporting P. Diddy. He's obviously deranged, and it is no surprise that he is a fan of P. Diddy, and was shouting outside the court and tried to humiliate one of the strongest female voices in the anti-Diddy commentary space, Tisa Tells. So I wanted to share Sapphire's words. I think she's a brave woman, and respect to her and to all victims. And please share the video to let others know about these predators.
Came up just so you
I
can know.
thought I thought all of this was because you was trying to extort him for some money though. Which one
Look,
is it?
I'm gonna let you know something right now. The reason why I don't want to be with him is because was receiving pictures from other women, and he was talking to different women, skinny, fat, Mexican, white, every type of bitch you can think of. He was talking about them.
All right,
He
turn your camera back off.
he can turn around and say, you know what? They're not my type. But he needs the attention of people that don't know who the fuck Ratchet TV is. And with that, he loves to get the new crowd of people that are coming in, that people who don't know who Sapphire is, the people who don't know who the real Ratchet gang people are, because he wants to reel them in to try and get the fucking attention from people who don't know me. He's saying you're running the place to get money. I don't believe it. Man, fuck this motherfucker, because I ain't even... Dude. I need money from him. Or
When has she asked for some money?
when the fuck did I ever say that I was asking for money during this live?